What's up, guys? It's day 372 of the 2020 quarantine, and man, I really miss you guys. Me and Arden have been praying for y'all daily, and I've reached out to a few of you and just try to be an encouragement. And this is such a weird time for, I've talked to a few different youth pastors, and everyone's just kind of like, man, like, what do we do? It's so much different than what's normal. We miss so much our Sunday nights and being able to spend time with y'all, whether it's Foursquare or worship or small groups, everything, and we just miss it so much. I'm hoping that y'all small group leaders have been able to reach out and really just talk to you and encourage you and get in the word with you. That's what our plan was. And today I wanted to reach out and just make y'all a little video about some of the things that have been on my heart the past few weeks, and especially this week I've been thinking a lot about it. I just feel like I'm in like a little bit of a rut. I'm just in a dry spot where it's like I don't really know what to do next. I don't really know where to go. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. It's just a weird spot. And so I kind of want to encourage you. For some reason, the Lord has laid on my heart the story of Jonah. And I know most of y'all have heard the story of Jonah and the whale. I do want to encourage everyone. You should be finishing up the reading plan we've been doing with John Piper. But I really want to encourage you with this. It's in the Old Testament. It's a book. It's a very short book, like very short. You probably read it in 20 minutes if you wanted to or less. But I'm going to kind of give you an overview. That way you have something to learn and read on your own. But the story of Jonah, it's a very short. It doesn't have a lot of backstory or even a really good ending. You don't even know what happens. It's just a really cool story about a prophet in the Old Testament. And God called him and said, hey, go to Nineveh. Go to this town that's awful. The worst kind of sins going on there, and it's just repeated, and it's just bad. And Jonah literally says he woke up and he decided, no, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to go to Joppa and get on this boat, and I'm going to flee to Tarsus, the exact opposite direction. Like, I'm not even going anywhere near Nineveh. Like, no way I'm going to do that. And so he ran, and most of y'all know this story, and he got on the boat, and they start going. And while he's sleeping, this big wind and big storm comes to the sea, and all the crew members are freaking out. They're like thinking they're going to die. The ship's about to be torn apart. And they go wake up Jonah and say, what are you doing? Why are you not praying to your God? And they draw these straws or something like that. And Jonah cast lots, and Jonah loses. And like, why? What have you done? Why are you the one that's causing all this to happen? And Jonah tells them the truth and says he's fleeing from God. He's the God of the universe who created everything, and he's fleeing from him. He said, y'all need to throw me into the sea. That way we don't all die. And they're like, no. And so they try to start paddling. They just couldn't do it. And so finally Jonah convinced them to throw him into the sea, into the ocean, to die. And it said that God spoke to a fish and appointed a fish to come and swallow Jonah up. Earlier, when all that storm stuff was happening, the same thing. It said God made the wind blow, caused the storm. And then right here it says that God caused this fish to come and appointed this fish to swallow Jonah up. And while he was in the belly of this fish, I know it sounds crazy. You're like, what do you mean he's in the belly of the fish? Like, I don't know. It's God. Like, crazier things have happened before, but he's in the belly of this fish, and he has this prayer where I want y'all to really read into that prayer. I think it's in chapter 2 of Jonah, and he's just crying out like, man, like God protected him. God's with him, And so anyways, 3 days later, like he was in the belly of the fish for 3 days, and he spit him out. He said God spoke to the big fish and told it to spit him out on the shore. And Jonah immediately went up and said, God, I'll do whatever you say. And he went to Nineveh and preached to Nineveh. And the city actually, turned around and repented. It's crazy. It's a cool story. So just check it out, read through that. The main reason I think that's been on my heart, I just feel like, I'm not saying that God has caused the coronavirus. He's definitely allowed it to happen. He is in control of all of this. But I do believe there's something for each one of us to learn through all of this. I think there's something for each one of us to really try to grasp and really try to see, well, what is God trying to show me? What is God trying to teach me through all of this? And I know one thing that, to me, I feel like he's taught me is just, what my priorities are. Why do I do the things that I do? When I had it all made, I was working at the church, and every Sunday night I get prepared to come and have youth, and it's like, that was my purpose for what I did. That was my purpose for my quiet time. That was the purpose of me getting in the Word, was to get prepared for Sunday night. And I feel like part of this is shown me, like, I almost feel like I don't have a purpose right now, because it's like, what's my reason for getting in the Word so I can make a video every week? Like, what's my reason for I don't have that Sunday night buffer for me to come back to, and, oh, this is why I need to stay. And for me, the only thing that I've been learning is maybe it's God's just like, I just want you to fall in love with me. I just want you to truly be doing this because you want to spend time with me. I want you to be in your prayer closet because you want to talk to me. I want you to be in my Word because you want to learn from me. You know, I want you to be making disciples because you love me and because you're going to obey me. That's what God has been teaching me through this just now. And you know, I just want to encourage y'all with that, just to know, like, I want you to have your eyes open. I want you to be looking left and right and up and down. I want you to truly be looking around for what the Lord's trying to teach you through all of this. Every single person that's going to listen to this video, the coronavirus is happening for a reason. Whether God's caused it or allowed it, I don't want to get into that. I mean, Pastor Tim spoke on that a little bit this Sunday when he was teaching. So if you can go back to our Christ Worship Center YouTube page and watch that sermon, and we sent it in the group me, you know, I really want you to watch that. And Pastor Tim talked about, you know, that aspect. I don't want to get into all that, but I do want to tell you it's happening for a reason, just like everything else does. And I want to encourage you to really be seeking and praying, like, God, what are you trying to teach me right now? What is it that I need to change in my life? What is it that I need to be thrown into the big fish for? What does the fish need to eat me for? What does this coronavirus need to slow me down for? Like, what are you trying to teach me? And I know, like, I ask over and over and over if y'all are posting the group me and do all this, but this time, like, I want to take it to another level. I want y'all to truly, let's be authentic here and let's be real. Now, if it's too personal or too something you don't think you should share, don't just send it to your small group leader or send it to me or Arden privately. But I want y'all to share to me and put on the group me out for all of our youth to see, to maybe encourage them too, like what you think the Lord has been teaching you. Maybe what, like Pastor Tim talked about idols on Sunday, and like what are your idols that God is showing you? That's mine. I think my idol has almost been our Sunday night youth. Like, everything I've been doing has been like, how can I get prepared for that? It's not been like just between me and Jesus and my relationship with Him. And like, what is your idol? Or what are the things that God is showing you through this coronavirus that are clearly idols to you? And some of you may not have figured that out. Some of you may not have even thought about what this could be for. You're just happy to be out of school or happy to not have whatever else that we usually have to do. And so I would just say, let's really start to grow together. And I pray that y'all will get with your small groups this week and let's do some video FaceTimes or Zoom calls or just maybe text messages, whatever y'all can do, and just talk about these things and talk about the story of Jonah and how cool it is. And there's a twist at the end of the story that's kind of like, what is going on? But I really want to encourage y'all with that. And so hopefully y'all will be bold here and just share what you think the Lord's been teaching you, even if you're like, man, I don't know if I don't want to tell them about my sin, like what's wrong with me, but you're supposed to do that. We're supposed to confess sins to one another and just share what the Lord's been showing us. So anyways, I love y'all. I can't wait to see y'all again. And if any of y'all want to just do a FaceTime call or want to talk on the phone or send me a text and just talk about anything, please don't be afraid and think I'm too busy. I promise you I have nothing to do. So I love you guys. Can't wait to see you again.